You were doubted. You were dismissed. You were underestimated. Pause. Good. Stay with me, because the strongest revenge makes no sound. Not the revenge that argues, not the revenge that posts, not the revenge that announces itself. The strongest revenge is silent progress, and it changes everything. When you are hurt, your first instinct is reaction. You want to defend yourself. You want to prove them wrong immediately. You want them to see your value now. So you speak, you argue, you post achievements for validation, you rehearse imaginary conversations where you win, you fantasize about their regret. Pause. This is loud revenge. It feels powerful in the moment, but it is emotional. And emotion without control is weakness. When you chase loud revenge, you are still focused on them. Their opinion directs your behavior. Their doubt controls your energy. You are reacting, not building. You are performing, not progressing. Loud revenge drains energy. It keeps wounds open. It requires constant proof. It delays real growth because you are obsessed with being seen improving instead of actually improving. Pause. If you need them to watch your success, you are still attached to their validation. That attachment is a chain. Quiet revenge breaks it. Quiet revenge is not emotional. It is strategic. You say nothing. You explain nothing. You disappear from unnecessary conversations, and you begin to work. Pain becomes fuel, not noise. You channel rejection into discipline. You convert embarrassment into skill. You transform doubt into daily effort. Silence becomes your shield. Focus becomes your weapon. You wake up earlier. You train longer. You study deeper. You practice after others stop. No announcements. No dramatic declarations. Just consistent action. Building in silence is uncomfortable. No applause. No recognition. No immediate reward. Just repetition. Just improvement. Just patience. You sharpen skills privately. You refine habits quietly. You strengthen weaknesses methodically. You close gaps no one knows exist. Pause. This is preparation, and preparation does not beg for attention. Emotion reacts. Discipline builds. Ego talks. Focus works. Noise complains. Silence wins. Emotion wants immediate satisfaction. Discipline wants lasting power. Ego seeks to be understood. Focus seeks to become undeniable. Pause. You do not need to announce growth. Growth shows itself. When anger rises, you control it. You breathe. You slow your thoughts. You refuse impulsive decisions. Anger can be energy, but only if directed. Otherwise, it burns you. Rejection becomes information, not an insult. It shows you where to improve. It reveals gaps. It exposes weaknesses. Good. Now you have clarity. You stop chasing validation. Approval becomes irrelevant. Standards rise quietly. You expect more from yourself than anyone ever did. And you hold yourself to it. Under pressure, you stay composed. While others argue, you execute. While others complain, you adapt. While others talk, you train. Composure is power, because it cannot be shaken easily. Over time, something shifts. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your vision. You stop announcing your plans. You start executing them daily, relentlessly. Results replace words. Performance replaces promises. Consistency replaces emotion. This is quiet dominance. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. The loudest revenge is temporary. Pause. The quietest revenge lasts forever. Loud revenge seeks reaction. Quiet revenge creates transformation. Loud revenge tries to hurt others. Quiet revenge elevates you beyond them. They forgot you. Pause. Until you outgrew them. Not because you shouted. Not because you argued. But because you improved so much that comparison became pointless. You are no longer competing with their expectations. You are competing with your potential. That is a different level of focus. You understand now. Revenge is not destruction. It is evolution. It is upgrading your identity. It is mastering your emotions. It is refining your habits. It is building skills so sharp that doubt becomes irrelevant. No emotional reactions. No loud announcements. Build in silence. Let success speak. Focus on your evolution. This becomes your rule. When someone doubts you, you nod. When someone dismisses you, you smile slightly. When someone underestimates you, you say nothing. Because you know something they do not. You are working quietly, intentionally, patiently. You are not in a rush to prove. You are in a process to become, and becoming cannot be rushed. The strongest revenge makes no sound. It is seen years later, in your discipline, in your composure, in your results. You do not need them to regret losing you. You need to ensure you never lose yourself again. That has power, calm, controlled, unshakable. Revenge is quiet success. Success built on discipline, on focus, on emotional control. Not on bitterness, not on anger, not on noise, just steady evolution. Every day you choose restraint over reaction. Every day you choose effort over emotion. Every day you choose growth over ego. And slowly, silently, your life changes. You understand something now. Silence is not weakness, it is control. When you stop reacting, you begin observing. When you observe, you learn. When you learn, you adjust. And when you adjust consistently, you evolve. Most people stay trapped in reaction cycles. Someone disrespects them. They respond emotionally. Someone doubts them. They rush to prove. Someone leaves them behind. They try to compete publicly. This cycle wastes years. Quiet success breaks it. You shift your attention inward. You study your habits. You analyze your routines. You measure your effort honestly. No excuses. No stories. Just data. Where are you weak? Where are you inconsistent? Where are you distracted? You answer without protecting yourself. That honesty becomes your advantage. You build structure around your goals. Sleep becomes intentional. Training becomes non-negotiable. Learning becomes daily. You reduce distractions. You limit conversations that drain energy. You stop explaining your grind to people who do not understand discipline. Not out of arrogance, but out of focus. Silence protects momentum. The less you talk about your plans, the more energy you have to execute them. You realize something important. Success does not need witnesses during construction. It only becomes visible after completion. So you work when no one claps. You improve when no one watches. You endure when no one checks on you. This builds internal power, the kind that does not shake under pressure. Because it was forged alone. Pain becomes structured effort. Rejection becomes longer hours of skill practice. Doubt becomes sharper preparation. Instead of thinking about revenge, you think about mastery. Instead of imagining their reaction, you imagine your higher standard. That shift changes your posture. Your voice becomes calmer. Your movements become precise. Your decisions become slower but stronger. You no longer chase quick wins. You build foundations, and foundations take time. You measure progress in months, in years, not days. That patience separates you from the reactive crowd. You are not trying to look successful. You are becoming undeniable. There is a difference. Looking successful requires performance. Becoming undeniable requires discipline. Performance fades. Discipline compounds. Each silent day of effort adds weight to your character. Each controlled reaction adds stability to your mindset. Each ignored insult strengthens emotional endurance. You grow thicker skin. Not cold, not bitter, just steady. You stop needing closure from people who doubted you. Your growth becomes your closure. You stop imagining apologies. Your advancement becomes your response. They may never acknowledge your progress. That no longer matters. Because the real transformation happened inside you, and that cannot be taken away. Revenge is quiet success, not because it harms others, but because it elevates you beyond the level where their opinion has weight. You rise quietly, and when they finally notice, you are already somewhere they cannot reach. You do not announce the climb, you focus on the steps. One habit corrected, one skill improved, one reaction controlled. Day by day, you become harder to shake, harder to distract. harder to underestimate. Not because you demand respect, but because your discipline earns it. The silence you chose becomes your advantage. The restraint you practice becomes your edge, and one day, without noise, without warning, without explanation, your results speak calmly, clearly, completely. Comment quiet if you're building your success in silence, or type leveling up if you're choosing growth over revenge.